Good evening. Welcome to another episode of the Bong Hit Diaries. Well, we're going to talk about what's going on here in the dunes again. Oh, Miss Dan Shadwell for mayor of Pismo Beach. Did you see what he posted on Cynthia Pogli for Oceano? This is what's going on. Look, putting a fox in charge of the hen house? Pismo Beach Mayor Ed Wage recently voted to put an oil refinery manager in charge of regulating our air quality, despite serious concerns about conflict of interest. Can we trust him to do the right thing? See, they're always already placing doubt, fear. They're using fear. Why? Because Mr. Dan Shanwell is not as experienced as this man. Okay, this man has years of experience. He's recognized by the federal government. You have to be to actually monitor these things. He actually does work in the field. Mr. Dan Shadwell is trying to do something he shouldn't be doing. He should be supporting this man in the efforts of reducing air particulate matter, which this gentleman does every single day for a living. Okay, this man doesn't. He's a real estate agent. This woman doesn't either. She sits in her office all day and complains on next door about everything. So this is not what this video is about. This video is about something else. The total collusion and the total calculation by whom? Karen Ray Russum. Karen Ray Russum has orchestrated a bunch of things that people are totally missing. And who else? Who's her bosom buddy? Let's just skip over that guy. Right there. Jimmy Paulding. These two here, Karen Ray Russum and Jimmy Paulding, they're bosom buddies. And they're both very deceptive people. Let's look at what they've done thus far. Well, Karen Ray Russum, because she's a shit stirrer too, and she creates unhealthy environments for people that she works with, and they'll just quit on a dime. So what happened was she snuck in Whitney McDonald. How did she sneak this lady in here, the new Arroyo Grande city manager? How did she sneak her in? They pushed this guy out, Jim Bergman, okay? They create such of a hostile environment for him, he just left. Okay, and the person before him, it was just a nightmare with their city managers over there. So why is she doing that? You got to ask, why is she doing that? Why did she bring Whitney McDonald in? Because Karen Ray Russum, no matter what she says, Karen Ray Russum and Jimmy Paulding, all they want to do is develop this patch of land right here, this small piece of land, and they're blaming this large body of blowing sand, okay, on the air quality, which there is some truth to it, but it's not the people that are walking or driving their cars on the beach. It's a natural occurrence. And what they're trying to do, okay, and what they brought this woman in for, because she's a former attorney at Richard Watson and Gershon. I don't know if she's still an attorney there, but she is actually an expert on doing these things, because you know who else is? Dave Fleischman. All these people are from Richard Watson and Gershon. So all these people actually control all the water. These attorneys from Richard Watson and Gershon control all the water. They bill us for their fees. And you know who has them in their back pocket? People like this, running for these mayors that have them in their back pocket. Okay, they get them jobs. They first sneak them in as park directors and recreation directors. That's what Whitney McDonald, how they snuck her in. Okay, now she's helping orchestrate, okay, this takeover of Oceano's water. Okay, because we need to clarify this again. You got to realize, okay, that the Oceano Community Services District, Linda Austin is the chairman of the board. Okay, and Shirley Gibson and Karen White, they have been here and they've stabilized this community services district. It's in the red. We have three sources of water. We have state water, which no other community has in the 5 cities. We have a whole bunch of ground well water, and we also have access to Lake Lopez. None of these other communities have the water. So what they're trying to do is try to gain control over our board via this lady right here, Cynthia Pogli, which is a very vile and aggressive person. She has flying monkeys. She's had people attack me and other people in meetings. She's attacked teenagers, from what I heard. She tries to discredit and attack their character of these graceful and honest and respectful people. She uses identity politics. What she's trying to do is trying to win the Hispanic vote, which is actually the majority here. And she's teaming up with this lady here, Aileen Villa, which is basically a useful idiot, because she'll discard her. She will discard her when she's done with her Hispanic with her Hispanic charge on this board. You watch, because all she wants is to be director of the board so she can go ahead and join who? All these people. Heidi Harmon, all these people. Jeff Lee, okay? Dan Shadwell. Look, there she is. And this man here, who she's supporting too, Rio Cortez, that nobody seems to know, okay? He's not an environmental scientist either. She's not an environmental scientist either. Okay, she's a mechanical engineer. She came to her community purporting she was a rocket scientist. When I actually vetted her background and made a video about it, the next public meeting I came to, somebody physically attacked me. They verbally attacked me. They attacked my service dog. She has these flying monkeys. She's a very, very, very vile and suspect person. You have to be very careful with her. Okay? This man here, I don't know of any of that activity with him. So don't associate her bad behavior with this gentleman here. I know very little about him. The rumor in our community is that he has a drunk driving. I don't know if that's true, but if it is, that already shows that he's not a stable person. He seems like it could add some diversity to the board. I mean, I don't really have much against Mr. Rio Cortez. Okay, I don't know much about him, but I know he's not very, very well versed on the science behind the dust argument, and neither is she, and neither is. And the problem also too here is these folks are not connected. They don't bring influence, any type of influence, real influence. It's just synthetic. They don't know people of importance like I do. Neither does he. These people are not well-connected people. We want people on our board that are very well-connected, like whom? Yeah, these three ladies here. They're very well politically connected. They get a lot of stuff done. They preserve our community. Miss Linda Austin, she's so graceful. She does so much work for the community. She's the chairman of the board of the Oceano Depot Association, which preserves the culture of Oceana, including the veteran culture, which is wonderful. And these two ladies participate in that too. They are so graceful people. Mrs. Austin also has her own nature preserve. Her land has all the wildlife on it versus the parks. It's just torn up. They've done such of a good job. And these women, they bring so much great culture. They preserve Aurora Grande's culture, and they also promote African culture and Asian culture and Indian culture. These two women are just such wonderful people. They bring such diversity and knowledge to our community and wisdom. We so much appreciate them here. They have organic farms out there. They live very disciplined and conservative lives. And these people are just very reckless in their words, their actions, in their intentions. She is too. Okay. And she's a nice person, but she's just the useful idiot of her. She looks up to her. She thinks she's, I don't know, Catherine the Great or something. It's just so ridiculous. Their synthetic backgrounds. So I'm actually a real environmental scientist. These three women know this. They laugh at this lady here. And you know who else does? This guy right here. Okay, this guy's the heavy. Okay. So when Richard Watson and Gershon has a problem, they call in this guy here, and he works out problems where is it? Like this big problem right here. Okay, it's going to take a second to get to it, and I'm going to take a drink of water. What happened was Pismo Beach. Okay, if you read here, Roblos Del Mar project failed. They wanted to annex, Pismo Beach wanted to annex some land for the county. A developer took out a huge sum of loan. He signed up. They had some sort of informal agreement. The EIR came back. They said they didn't have enough water and some other issues there. So this guy was on the hook for a lot of stuff. Okay, and this has been failing since 1980, I think. The 80s. That our county is, and I think it had a lot to do with that he was out of town. Our county is very nefarious about these things because there's a lot of nepotism going on. Let's see, Karen Ray Russum, her husband, his firm gives Karen Ray Russum political donations and God knows what else. Okay, maybe he gets bonuses anytime she supports one of their projects that's in the county, okay, in the city of Arroyo Grande. So when people like Lynn Compton bring that up, she has all her flying monkeys boo her in meetings to harass and intimidate people that call her on her bullshit. So does Jimmy Paulding. Jimmy Paulding has so many conflicts of interest, you have no idea. And what Jimmy Paulding wants to do, because he has a city planning degree, which means basically he's not really an environmental engineer, he's a joke. He pushes papers for a living. What he's trying to do is re-engineer the dunes, geo-engineer the dunes. That's why I call him Geo Jimmy. What they want to do is they want to dupe the Park Service into planting a bunch of unnatural plants here to lower their blowing particulate matter for the dunes. But what did they really do? What they did was they cut down the Sherwood forest, what I call up here. There is 200-year-old eucalyptus trees all throughout here along the Mesa. They chopped them all down to make these multi-million-dollar homes that had a view. So they took the natural screen that the residents of Oceano years ago, 200 years ago, probably some of Linda Austin's ancestors and maybe even Karen White's ancestors and maybe even, I don't know, I don't know who all ancestors lives here, maybe even Shelley Gibson's ancestors. But what happened was they planted all these trees up here as a screen. When they built all these houses up here on the Mesa in Arroyo Grande, they destroyed the natural windscreen. So all this dust became an issue after these multimillionaires made it an issue. And that's the problem. You have people here that are inexperienced like Jimmy Paulding. They want to geoengineer the dunes, steal Oceano's water, and take control over its board. This is true. We don't want people here that actually Google answers and don't actually, actually tell the truth. So we have this lady here that's very calculating. I showed you she brought her in. Okay, she snuck her in as park and recreation director. Then they laddered her over to what? The city manager, and she's an attorney in real life. Works for Richard Watson and Gershon. Look, just read all the articles about her. Dave Fleischman, Richard Watson and Gershon. Do you feel comfortable having one law firm billing on average $500,000 a year per, and plus them all knowing each other? That's kind of strange, wouldn't you say? I think we should probably break it up. Starting with whom? Her. Yeah, let's just get rid of her. Who are we talking about? Who do you think I'm talking about? Her, Whitney McDonald. We need to get rid of her first because she is going to orchestrate all this takeover of the Oceano Community Services District. Do you understand? This woman right here, and this woman right here, and this boy right here, okay? This boy is trying to orchestrate a Hispanic takeover by using identity politics. He used it in his last election. He almost got elected by using identity politics. Little boy, sneaky little boy. Sneaky, sneaky little boy. So you got other people here that are instigators. Bonnie Ernst, big shit stirrer, not an environmentalist. This lady here, she's a big shit stirrer. She's a big shit stirrer in her neighborhood. She's pissed off a lot of people, Aileen Villa. She hasn't done it to me. She's been very nice to me. So that's the problem. You have the endorsement from the whole Democratic Party. You got Dan Shadwell, that's not an environmentalist. He's a real estate. If you go to his website, all he talks about is money and land. These people care nothing about the environment. They care everything about getting people here that have money. Did you see? She changed her whole outfit. Before she was like this college type. She used to have the fist on her t-shirt. This type of Antifa. Now she's all polished, I guess, for the Democrats. And this is literally just 2 months ago. She was an Antifa person, and now all of a sudden she's the type of person that would grab her pearls. Yeah. Well, there you go. There's a pearl on your face right there. There's a COVID mask. Wear that COVID mask right there. Come on, grab it. Grab it. Grab that COVID mask. So remember, don't let people fool you. That guy will fool you too. And don't let this guy fool you either. I got his number too. Go infantry or go home.